When it comes to document finishing, you think of GBC and plastic comb binding. GBC is the world's largest provider of document finishing solutions, and plastic comb binding is the #1 style of binding. It's easy to see why it is chosen more often than any other binding method. For professional documents, no other binding style offers greater flexibility. Plastic comb binding is ideal for frequently used documents up to 2 inches thick and is easy to update with changes. Handling or photocopying bound documents is simple because pages lie flat and turn without catching on the binding element. With GBC's wide selection of color-coordinated binding elements and covers, it takes just seconds to assemble up to 425 sheets of paper into professional-looking documents. To help you produce great-looking plastic comb-bound books at your location, GBC offers the state-of-the-art modular binding station for plastic comb, the PB2600. If you ever had to bind large books, you know how frustrating it can be to hold larger oval-shaped combs in place. Now, GBC's exclusive no-flip spine stoppers make binding large combs hassle-free. Combs sized from 1 1/4 inch to 2 inches are oval in shape. As the element is open, the force of the hooks pulls the element open, causing the oval backbone to flip forward. The user has to hold the element back. With GBC's no-flip spine stoppers, 2 metal dials are rotated so that they're at a 90-degree angle to the backbone of the element, providing the needed support so the element cannot flip forward. Because the spine stoppers are adjustable, you can set the amount of support you prefer for all sizes of large binding elements. The extra steps normally needed to bind larger books are eliminated. Large documents are now a snap to bind. Looking for a system that's easy to use and productive? The electric PB2600 is the perfect system for you. And it all starts with the modular concept. The PB2600 was designed to mate with one of GBC's modular punches. When stacked on a modular punch, the 2 stations take up less counter space and appear to be a single system. In this configuration, you can simultaneously punch and bind your books. For those crunch times when a job is too much for one person to complete, simply separate the PB2600 from the punch station so one user can punch and the other can bind for twice the productivity. The modular PB2600 allows you to maximize your productivity by customizing your workstation to fit the job and save space. For fast, convenient electric binding, the PB2600 can't be beat. It comes loaded with features that will make your binding jobs fly out the door. The fully adjustable binding knob lets you set the opening position of the binding element for your particular binding job. The easy-to-read LED display shows you the proper settings to use for the size binding element required. Simply dial the knob until the LED is illuminated for the size of your binding element. Once you reach the proper setting, you can fine-tune the position to your exact preference. The PB2600 offers 16 different positions for opening your plastic binding elements. The adjustment knob remembers the opening setting, enabling you to bind more books of the same size quickly. When your document size changes, setup for the next document size is done in seconds. Once the PB2600 is set up, you're ready to bind. Press the button to open the element fully and begin loading the pages of your document. If necessary, you can slightly close the binding element as you are loading it by lightly tapping the button. This incrementally closes the element, lengthening the comb fingers for easier loading of the paper. To press the button fully and the element is closed and your document is complete. When the book is complete, you simply press the button again to open the element to your original setting. The PB2600 remembers your original setting and opens the element to the exact position. Some users prefer the foot pedal as their choice for hands-free binding. The dual-position foot pedal on the PB2600 opens and closes the elements by pressing down on one side or the other. You can also incrementally open or close the element in steps by simply tapping the control. For document length and thickness, the PB2600 offers all the versatility you need. Binding books as short as 1.5 inches or 3.8 centimeters to as long as 12 inches or 30.5 centimeters is simple with no setup needed. And the PB2600 can handle a range of document thicknesses, from as few as 2 sheets with a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter element up to 425 sheets with a 2 inch or 51 millimeter element. GBC's commitment to safety has led us to have our systems tested by the world's leading safety agencies. You can rest assured that the modular PB2600 fully complies with UL and Canadian standard requirements as certified by CSA. The international version of the PB2600 has full safety licensing from TUV Product Service and carries the CE mark as well.
My name is Joe Nagosa. I work for Safe Shaw, Fairweather and Geraldton. I'm the coordinator of the duplicating department. I'm in charge of 6 staff members. I'm also in charge of sending out overflow jobs to outside vendors. What we like about this machine, you can use the knob to turn the settings for the size of book that you want to use it for. And that helps a lot when you're doing a book. We like the no-flip spine stoppers. It helps us when we're binding a larger book so that it doesn't slide. On the PB2600, we also like the push button feature. It allows us to open and close the binders faster, and it also allows you to increment pages as you're adding them by the push of a button. We also like the fact that it can be stacked. It saves us counter space. In times when it's real busy, it really helps us to have more counter space. And in times we need to separate the machine, it can have 2 people work on the same document. My experience with GBC has been great. Most of the things we need from GBC is really just a phone call away.